What is going on, guys? Back with another video. Today I'm bringing an update on Tectum. The recent price action has been pretty bullish, but the main thing to take into consideration is whether or not this pump is sustainable, or is this just going to come straight back down as we've seen over the past year or so. We did see a pretty big surge in Tectum, going from, close to, 40 cents all the way up to close to $1.80. And of course, for people who were buying in down here, if your initial buys were down here, then you're probably up around 3 to 4x from here. Since then, has come down a little bit, down to $1.46. And the main thing is, guys, is it's crazy just how quick sort of sentiment changes. Even when you have a look at the sort of community section of CoinMarketCap, everyone is flipped bullish, right? Everyone has forgotten the past year of bearish price action. And the thing is, guys, you've got to keep it real, right? Fair enough. If you look at the weekly chart, it looks really good. If you switch this to the 3-month chart or the yearly chart, obviously the 3-month chart is it looks good because this has done nothing for 3 months. If you flick this to the yearly chart, you can see, from $10, in fact $12, all the way down, it went to around 40 cents. So has had a bit of a recovery. It is up around 3 to 4x, which of course is good for Tectum holders. As I said in the previous video on this, guys, I did not sell any at that stage. I didn't see the point in selling at such a low market cap. I did say that it's come down to, such a small market cap that it could pump very easily. And at this point, guys, depending on where you've bought, you might want to, if you're buying this at 40 cents, 50 cents, you might want to take some profit, guys, because at the end of the day, you don't know if this is going to come straight back down. The facts are is anytime this has shown any recovery, it has come back down. So that is something to bear in mind. In terms of updates to the project, one sort of the main updates that we saw was sort of obviously the AMA they did, where obviously people were frustrated, but they did announce this sort of, in work, the cold pay system, which is obviously a way to basically mint bills and split bills. So again, they made a video on it, and people obviously seem to like what they saw. And the other thing is, guys, of course, the main reason that I initially liked Tectum was because I saw a massive potential in terms of the narratives, of course, being a layer one. We all know that layer ones are, the sort of the backbone of crypto in terms of building ecosystems, but also when it came to payment solutions and PayFi, which obviously with what they had planned, with the soft note, with all the other products they had in the pipeline, it did have potential. All right. And ultimately the team let this down multiple times just by, communicating in a poor manner, not knowing how to, take any constructive criticism on board, banning people from the Telegram, and also, maybe some, crazy words being thrown about in the Telegram group as well. But it looks as potentially some of this might have got through to the team. They might have understood that, look, we need to act in an appropriate manner. And one thing which for me is I do not like when it comes to any project is when they start posting about the price action, right, guys? If it's a meme coin, you can understand. A meme coin is understandable if they're going to post about price action. Again, it builds hype. But when a project is down, 96, 97% from all-time high, from nearly $50, and it's currently $1.40, it's not really the time to be celebrating, price action, right? They should be saying this is just the start. We are, they should forget this. They shouldn't even be focusing on the recent pump that they've seen. Here again, plus 78%, never looked so good. That this is just something I don't like, right? Even if it is to build hype, and fair enough, we've seen a lot of people commenting, someone saying here they see $1,000 soon, which again, hopefully happens, but from $1 to $1.40 to $1,000 is a bit of a push, to be, pretty honest. But the good thing is obviously it is bringing a little bit more attention to Tectum. We've seen more people posting about it, and also some influencers, KOLs from here. This guy Alan Rogers, who I think is partnered with them, he was an ex Premier League footballer, I believe. So again, he's been posting about them as well. Obviously this is how people interact, how people market the project. Again, talking about the price action, and other people now saying $10 soon and then $100 next. So obviously, guys, it is up to you what you do. If you think that this is the start, if you think this is gonna surge all the way to $10 to $100. Now if this can get back to $5 to $10, I think my average is around $5, around that mark. Then we can really start getting more interested, right? Then we can start talking about the potential for $10, $20, $30 all-time highs. That is the moment we can start looking into that. But for now, guys, you just need to really understand that just because we've seen this nice pump, you need to understand that this is nothing, right? And ultimately the only people who can really decide how this is going to continue to grow is the team. And obviously, posting about price action isn't the way to do it, in my opinion. Now, something which is decent, they are attending this talk, where we've got some other Web3 projects here as well. So again, good news. This is a Web3 Global Media. I think this is some sort of marketing firm or something for Web3. They host different events. So yeah, if Tectum can, contribute to this in a positive manner, potentially could get some more people on board. If they can discuss their, plans for the future, revenue sources, all that sort of thing, how sustainable it is, then we can start to discuss, and really look forward to what comes next. But as I've said, guys, be careful with, these rapid surges, because obviously we saw this go to $1. It is coming down a little bit, but ultimately this is still way off from all-time highs, from all-time high price and all-time high market cap of $300 million. So time will tell what happens. All of this depends on the team, what they can continue to do. But as I've said, if any of the teams see this, guys, maybe lay off of the highlighting the price action, because fair enough if you make one tweet about it, but when you've got 4 tweets about the price action, it's just not really needed, especially when it's down massively from all-time highs. But again, hopefully they can make something work with Cold Pay. Hopefully they can build this ecosystem in regards to the layer 1. And yeah, hopefully they've taken some of this constructive criticism on board, because at the end of the day, it's just for the benefit of the project, right? No one likes to talk down on a project. I just like to highlight what can be improved, what other people have also been saying as well. But yeah, guys, hopefully this price action continues. All I would say is, though, be careful, because this could come back down. And just depending on where you got into this, you might want to look at taking a bit off the table. But ultimately, guys, none of this is financial advice, and we will see what Tectum has in store for the future. But again, as I've said, they're getting a bit more coverage from a lot of accounts, and ultimately time will tell. So quick update on Tectum, guys. Obviously good to see a bit of a surge with the price in comparison to what we've seen over the past year, which has been consistent downtrend, and only time will tell in what happens, guys. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Also, update on the private group, guys. I've had quite a few messages, emails about the VIP group. It is going to be finalized over the next few weeks, so I will get back to everyone who has messaged, and also I will let everyone know once that is ready to go. And also, guys, for the first 10 people, there will be that discount where you can avoid any of the fees if you want to pay in crypto. So yeah, guys, I will let you know about that. Hope you you all keep well, and I'll see you soon for the next video.